Welcome to Client Types Research and Development. We're going to talk about the sales myth of hot streaks and slumps. So this is going to be illustrated through looking at standard sales results through Mike. Mike is a good salesperson. Here are his numbers. You can see the number of clients he's seen, the close percentage, the sales volume, how much money he makes per client. And here's his close percentage, which is 20%, which is very high for his industry. His industry during this time frame has about a 12% average. And if you take a deeper look at his numbers, you're going to split the population into two groups. The first is the people with a head preference and those with a heart preference. This is how they make decisions. So people with a head preference make it more focused on numbers and measurable factors, while people with a heart preference make it based more upon family and relationship factors. So here are his numbers broken out into the two groups. There is the head preference, there is the heart preference, and here's his close percentage for head. You can see is 11%, and his close percentage for heart is 29%, more than double the preference, the sales close percentage for the head types. So here's what his sales really look like. And here's what his sales pitch really sounds like. He spends more time talking about the people and the relationships and not enough time talking about the measurements. So if you take an even deeper look and we split the population again, this time by time preference, first by future and then by past and present preference. So the future tends to be focused on how that will affect the long term, how it can be used in the future, while the past present is more focused about solutions that can be used instantly right now. So here are his numbers again, broken out into these two different groups. There are his future percentage numbers, there are his past present numbers, and there you can see his close percentage for the future preferences is 0%. His past present numbers are much higher. More specifically, his heart percentage is 38%, which is astounding in his industry. If you take his numbers together, put the future with the head preference, he gets 0. You put the future with somebody who have a heart comes in that he needs to sell, his percentage is 0. If you take the past present preference and put it with the head, he and his company make a little bit of money. If you put it with the heart, then he and the company make a lot of money. But the same pattern is going to be repeated over time. And so we're going to now look at his numbers over 4 months. And we're going to compare this in a little bit more detail. So there are the same factors we were discussing before. So for example, there's the head plus the future. There is the heart plus the past and present. And there's are the close percentages we'll be discussing. So we're going to look at it in the same way we did just a few moments ago. So again, future with head, 5.88%. Which is still very low for his industry over 4 months. The future with the heart preference, 0%. That's a quarter of the population, and if those people walk in, he can't sell them. Those are the past present preference, and the head, 13.89%. Past present with the heart, 15.3%, and his numbers are still very good. Over the 4 months that he was doing this particular case study, the numbers in the industry are typically much lower, 8 or 9%. So this is the myth of hot streaks and slump. Results are not random. They don't just fall out of the sky. You don't have to find them. What is random is which person a salesperson sees. So if you control who is assigned to the salesperson, you can control the results. If Mike is lucky, it's really in the random distribution of who he saw and the marketing efforts of the company that potentially brought him more of the clients he sells well. The sales are not luck. Mike earned them. He earned those sales, but with his selling style. Want to know more and compare him to other salespeople during the same time frame, all who showed their own individual results? Come see us at clienttypes.com.